astronomers, their favorite Galileo Galilei, they love to say it, and the first telescopes, and meteors, asteroids, comets, a different tact from the regular classroom. Oh, I wanted to tell them. Today, hopefully, we always say nothing's typical, but hopefully today they're going to create an alien with groups of three. So one will do the head, one will do the body, one will do the legs. And then next week, we're going to do a STEM activity where they're going to construct a space vehicle to take this alien home. So it's, we try to do interesting things like that along with our standards. Fourth and fifth graders will be doing Ultimate Connections. This is, I tell Shannon, this is a great STEM activity. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. There can't be anything better than our bridge building, because what they're going to do is they are going to get into companies. Teams are going to be engineers and architects. Everyone has to design a bridge. Then within their companies, they have to pick the one that they feel is the best one to build that is going to help them win the competition. Competition being which bridge will hold the most weight. This is tough for our kids because I want my design chosen, and so does everybody else. But this is a good lesson for them. They have to evaluate, they have to decide. Then they're going to work cooperatively throughout the entire unit to build this toothpick bridge. And in addition, this week they built a bridge out of pasta. Next week we're going to build a bridge out of straw. And each time they're learning what creates a better design. They're learning the triangle is with the strongest natural shape in the world. So now some of them said, well, can we use a triangle next week? Try it. Let's see what you can do. So it's a very good learning activity.
Changes. There are always changes happening in Target. If it's a new student or us working together, or maybe changing teachers or classes, a change of day, there just are always changes happening in Target. So we try to be as flexible as possible, and we try to teach them that you need to be flexible in order to be successful.
We have high expectations, and this is what we expect on a daily basis. We expect them to come to class prepared. Every student in both of our classes has their own drawer for supplies. So once they bring their supplies, they have their drawer. Do you remember that? We have a student that used to be with. They can leave things there. They can take them home, bring them back next year. You don't have to buy them new every year, but they need to have their supplies. It's up to them if they are missing pencils or if they need something new to tell you, Mom and Dad. We also expect them to have completed assignments. Commitment to task is very important to us. As an example, hands-on equations. We give them what we feel is an appropriate amount of time to finish hands-on equations in class. If they don't finish, it has to be homework. There's just no other way around it. So they'll need to take that home. Then that will happen with other assignments. If we have given the time we feel is appropriate and they don't finish, they'll have to take it home. So that's going to be mostly our homework. Not always, but mostly. Always having the tally signed as homework. Please look that over, that tally, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But if a homework assignment I'm getting ahead of myself. If a homework assignment goes home, we expect it back the next week. While we're mentioning hands-on equations, hands-on equations does get difficult, and I know we have students say, Dad doesn't know how to do it. Sorry, dads, they always say Dad. It's never Mom, it's always Dad doesn't know how to do it. But with your permission, they do have YouTube lessons on hands-on equations. So we don't want you to the kids to go home and say, my teacher said I had to go on YouTube. But with your permission, there are some lessons on hands-on equations which might help your child and you, because it might have been a while since you've done algebra. But
and like the videos, most of them are numbered, So if you look at what your child's brought home, at the top of the page, there's a number or a level that we're working on. And if you find that video, then it should correspond to what they're working on that sheet. So check it out. It's actually a really great resource.
Right.
I hate to tell you to go to YouTube, but
I know.
that's where it is, so.
Oh, can I go back one second?
Oh, yes,
I want to talk
I'm
about
so
tallies. Our tally evaluation form is very, very important for us. We want you to look at it, talk to them about it. Now, I have to admit, one of my sons would hand it to me 3 seconds before he was going to school, probably. The other we would talk about, but try to ask them ahead of time. And if they circle no for something, we like them to tell you why they put no. We ask them to write it. Sometimes that doesn't happen. We'll say to them, are you able to tell mom and dad? But believe me, they do know why they have a no. And they might say, I don't know. I didn't do anything today that I should have given. But probably they did. And it's a form of communication. It's a way to help make them better. So if you see the no, ask them why. And talk about what we did. We're proud of what we do every day. So, ask them what went on.
Here is the target talent, which
Good.
I'm sure you've all seen.
Yes, well,
Hopefully. But it's broken down into, sorry, let me start over. It's a self-reflection piece, and that's one of the standards that we're trying to teach them, is how to look at what they've done today, reflect on it, and then be able to communicate. Did I do these things today? Did I manage my time? Did I organize myself in materials? Bringing back a target tally. Did I work independently when I was supposed to be working independently? Independently means alone, without the help of a friend or Diane or I. That doesn't mean that we won't help them if they need it, but can they work on their own? Can they problem solve? Working cooperatively with others, like we've talked about. Exhibiting self-control and exhibiting appropriate behavior. I love to be silly. I love to make jokes. That's just how I am. I know it doesn't seem like that when I'm standing in front of you, but I do. And but there's a time and a place. So can we be silly, on task, and then get right back to work? And so that's something that I always like to work in my class. But do we take it too far sometimes? And they know. They know. I can't read that. Oh, listens and follows directions the first time. Or are we having to repeat ourselves over and over and over again to get you from A to B? And then producing quality work. That means doing your best and then some. Not just getting it done for the sake of getting it done and turning it in. And so we try to work on these together, but then also try to teach them what that looks like for themselves. And it might be different, like what is quality work for me might be different for what it is for Diane. Not as a teacher, but just as a person, what we can do is different. And so trying to meet kids at their level, but also push them to do more than they think that they can do in that growth mindset. Anything you want to add to that?
I wanted to just say something about the other slide, which works right here. Accountability is important to us. Please don't rescue them. It's okay for them to struggle. If they don't struggle now, in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, how are they going to be able to face those real issues that come, those bumps in the road that come later in life?